Welcome to the Family Dynamics Podcast.
You have to just be willing to talk about these things, and you have to be willing to put it all on the table.
Learn firsthand from the power couple who's built a healthy relationship, from major and minor issues,
The good, the bad, the ugly,
to triumphs of the family unit.
In this day and age, you need somebody by your side.
Utilize proven techniques and strategies to help your relationship and family thrive to the next level.
You have to compromise.
This is the Family Dynamics Podcast with Kevin and Alicia Meeks.
Welcome to the Family Dynamics Podcast. I am so excited today. Look, I am your host, Kevin Meeks, and I am sitting next to my beautiful wife, Alicia Meeks.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Look, today we have a very special guest. We're just waiting for him to get back in here. But listen, I'm excited because today has been the beginning of the daylight savings. The daylight savings happened today, so I was able to get some well-needed rest, and I'm so excited because I'm starting off the daylight savings like with a new, so now we have a new podcast, we have some new guests, and I'm so excited about these guests because we just vibe with them. We just connect with them. So let's bring them on in. Hey,
Y'all. Hey. Okay,
how
we
y'all
have our guests here today, Brian and T. And we're going to just start off real quick, letting them introduce themselves and what they do and give us a little background on them. So y'all take it away.
Okay, you want to, ladies first?
You can go.
We are the Kizers. My name is Brian. This is Toya. And we like to consider ourselves relationship fundamentalists.
Fundamentalists, yeah. Keep it simple.
Okay, and tell us about yourself. So how long y'all been married? Do you all have any children together? Like, we're a blended family, so we don't have any children together. Just give us a little background on you all.
So we've been married, made 14 years in September. We have 2 children together and 1 child outside of the marriage, before the marriage. So we're a blended family as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So my kids, we stay busy. They're active in sports. The oldest is pretty much grown and gone. So she's out the house. The other 2 keep us on the go. But we love it.
Well, we know all about that life. We know all about that life right there. And so with y'all being a blended family, with us at the Family Dynamics, we often talk about how us being a blended family has been a bit of a challenge for us. Actually, that's the most actually challenging part of our marriage at some points, because we have no children together. So we have 3 children, and so those are 3 different separate parents that we also have to co-parent with. How have you all found being a blended family?
I think it was challenging in the beginning. When we got married, the oldest was 5 or 6, and just her trying to get used to a man being in the home, because it was just us, and then we were at home with my parents and my grandparents. So just her having to separate from the family and then to start a whole new situation, it was an adjustment for her. So after we hit some bumps, and I think it probably took how long? Maybe 2 years to kind of smooth out. After that, I think we were good. You just get into you go through the typical stuff of a child and then teenagers and, just that whole situation.
And I think too.
So Brian, how did you go ahead?
I'm sorry. I think too we had to set some boundaries in place to make that dynamics effective.
Yeah, definitely.
And then sometimes, when you set boundaries in place, people have a tendency to get offended.
Right.
But we had to set those things in place so our relationship can grow.
Yeah, and open communication for sure.
Now, you saying boundaries between the child and you guys, or the child and the alternative parent?
So our circumstances was kind of different. So we had to set boundaries with the alternative parent and like she said, so the oldest, she wasn't used to really to structure, and
She was spoiled.
Yeah, so
extremely.
And I was just like, I wasn't going to allow a child to run my house.
Mm-hmm.
So there had to be some boundaries in place to let her know, like, this is the way we're doing things now.
Mm-hmm.
So that was challenging. And then with the alternative parent was challenging as well.
That sound like us, babe.
Yeah, y'all living our life for real.
And my daughter was spoiled beyond belief too. When we came into this marriage, and yeah, Kevin came in like, yeah, no. We got to get some boundaries and some structure as well. So we definitely know about that. Brian, tell us how y'all met.
Oh man, so we met in high school. We went to high school together. But it really didn't spark until our senior year. Our senior year, we had study hall in the cafeteria, and she came down to the cafeteria because she seen me sit down there.
That's not why I came down there. That's why you came down. No, I came down. I came down there just because the study hall was going on. I wasn't looking for him or checking for him.
You was checking for me. It's all good though. So when she sat at the table, she was like, you think you all that because all the women want you. And I'm like, what you talking about? She was like, you think you got game? I'm like, I don't have any game. Women just understand my story. And she said, what story is that? I said, if it's meant for you to find out, you'll find out. And then 14 years later, here we are.
Found out.
She found out.
I guess she did.
That is so funny. How do you feel the relationship ended up progressing to marriage?
So to go back to high school, neither one of us was checking for each other. We was just cool. We was friends. I used to copy off his paper in classes, stuff like that. And one year, I think it was senior year, I threw up on his gym shoes, on his Jordans. And so that kind of, opened the door for like more communication, conversation, that whole situation. And that was our thing, his Jordans. And so after high school, we lost touch, and then we end up getting back in touch with each other on MySpace. Yeah. And so from there, throwback, right? So it was the first of the year in 2008. And did you text me first or I text you?
No, so I text you. I text her and asked her what she was doing. And she was like, that's crazy. I was just thinking about you.
And I was. No cap. I was literally about to text him too and see what he was doing. And I invited him to come over to my family house because my family do like big dinners and stuff on different holidays. And so we were all there. And I invited him to come over just on some friend stuff. But I think I kind of, thought deep down that I kind of wanted a little more than friendship. But that's where it started. So it started from there. He came over. We hadn't seen each other in some years. And we seen each other and it was like, okay, yeah. And just talking and communicating, it just morphed into something else. Yeah. January 1st.
Oh, that's dope. Well, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what led y'all to start this Instagram page? Because that's how I came to know about you all. I think Instagram suggested your page to me, and I started following, and I saw one video that Brian had made, and it was very intriguing, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get to know them. I like what they talking about. So what made you guys start this Instagram page?
You want to?
No, this is your story, so you tell it.
So it was a guy. He was in the music industry. He passed away a few years ago, and I was like, kind of looking him up because the name sounded familiar, but I couldn't connect. So when I found him, him and his wife were sitting at the table talking. They were having a conversation, and it was extremely funny. But it was like real facts that couples go through. So when I seen that, it kind of just sparked my interest. And I'm like, we could do that. This is stuff that married couples go through every day. It's funny, but there's like some legit lessons in the funniness. So that's how I started. So we started posting. We did one video and posted it on personal page, and it got a lot of traction. And so then we posted some more, and people was loving it. And so I'm like, let's just start a page just for, that. And that's how it started. So.
Okay. So what do you hope to accomplish with it?
We just want to share some insight on relationship and marriages, because there's a lot of things that we didn't know when we were coming up, young and married. We didn't have any relationships. We wanted to mirror. We didn't have anybody we could really talk to that was young and doing what we were doing. So we just want people to take away, you know, that this thing, you can do it, and it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
It definitely can be fun.
No, I definitely like that, and I like the consistency that you guys have, and just I like that, and that's kind of like how we came about. It was more so not seeing the realness of marriage, relationship, and us as a blended family, you guys too, and I just really, when she sent me you guys information and I started looking, I'm like, oh yeah, I like these guys, and come to find out, you guys are closer than I thought. I was like, oh man, this is a win-win, man,
Yeah.
super win.
Yeah, we're both
Yeah.
in nearby cities, so that's just
Yeah.
awesome. So we can definitely connect more
We
through
definitely
that.
will.
I'm sad you all weren't able to come to our next event, but there'll be many more, and we look forward to connecting with you all. As meeting you all in person at the couples yoga was dope as well.
It
That was
was, and that was so nice. He was like, "Hey, friend, I saved y'all a spot." I didn't even see it until the last minute, but that was so dope. Like, you ain't even know us, and you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we got
yeah.
y'all a spot. I thought that was really nice. That
Do
was nice.
sometimes you find it hard to create content for you guys?
Oh, for
because
sure.
because
Oh
the
yeah.
reason why I ask is because life is really real. Like, life is real, your marriage is real, your family is real, and sometimes you straddle that line between what do you want to show or what you shouldn't show, because the internet is forever, right? And you want to make sure that you always is putting out the best message for others and the best message
Right.
for your family, because you know sometimes, and I feel like sometimes you put stuff out, it's at the specific time of where you are, and you might
Uh-huh.
grow beyond that. And I guess, just thinking about it, maybe that's what people need to see. Like, hey, we grew from this. I know you've seen this 2 years ago, but we actually grew from that spot. But you kind of be
Mm.
careful, you straddle the line between what do I show, what do I post, but that's the
Yeah.
realness of our life. So do you
Yeah, it
find it
is.
hard sometimes to create content?
Yeah, absolutely. We find it
Mhm.
really challenging to create content, and always that battle of, like you said, what should we do, what should we not do? Even though this is real, is this something we should be putting out? You know, the
Mhm.
intricate details. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah, we definitely find it.
Or is it too
Yeah,
much?
right.
Is it too little? And then, sometimes as women, we can overthink. And so I think that's a lot of times where I get stuck just overthinking stuff. But it's definitely hard to come up with stuff, even just being able to get your mind into an area where you can create content, because
Yeah,
life is pulling at you in so many different directions. Just trying to find that time to carve it out to get the content, it's challenging a lot.
And I want to go back, Kevin. We had that conversation down at the yoga spot. I mean, you're talking about those non-traditionals. That was
yeah,
another big thing for you now, because the relationship that we seen were very traditional,
Oh
but
yeah.
that traditional mentality did fit into the motif of our structure. So we really
absolutely.
found it really, really hard
Yeah.
to find those tools that we needed to fit into the structure that we were trying to build.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And I wanted to expound, me and you personally on that, because a lot on social media, to me, there's not a lot of truth in, like, I think we want to cookie cutter marriages, and it should be this way, that way, man this, woman this, and that's just not how my marriage is structured. I mean, it's it's
Right.
it's almost like if you see a need, you feel a need. It's not,
Exactly.
hey, well, that's yours. You didn't do it, so it ain't gonna get done. And that's just not how, especially being a blended family, coming into this marriage with two boys, my wife seeing gaps in me as a husband, as a father, that she said, hey, look, I'm gonna help you with this, rather than say, them your kids and you got to deal
Mm.
with that. And vice versa with her daughter, like, hey, there's a masculine energy that maybe was not there. Let me come in and help in that area, and not say that that's your situation. So yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely with you on that, bro.
Absolutely. And I just feel like um sometimes, I mean, as to the reason why Spoiled Wives Club was created, is because sometimes people, may view you a certain type of way. And a lot of times some people may want you to be happy, but like not happier than them. People will want you to have a good man, but not a man better than theirs. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And so then you have these type of envious spirits around. And honestly, Kevin and I, we began to be so transparent because as we were facing different dilemmas and trials and triumphs in our marriage and our parenting, we noticed that it was not a lot of blended families sharing like that. It wasn't a lot of very young African American couples sharing like that. Now, here we are almost 9 years later. Yes, there's more and more coming about. And now we got the Black Love show coming out. But back when day one, no, it was not that. And these are things, so when there's a problem, then you can't really talk about it without providing a solution, right? So then
Right.
if there's a problem that's out there, then what are we going to complain about it, or are we going to be part of the solution? So then we
Right.
began to share, and while some people may think that we share too much, or some people may think we don't share enough because they're not in every aspect, but the best way we describe it is people see what we show when we want to share it. Like right now, everybody's aware I am sharing my tummy tuck journey on YouTube, but I actually had my tummy tuck in June. But people
Oh,
may
wow.
think it's now. You know what I'm
Right. Right.
saying? So I
Mhm.
share when I feel comfortable to share and what I want to share. And even with that, that's another journey that I'm having. And I just think that there's a lot of misconception about cosmetic surgery and the reason why people have them and things like that. And while there's information out there, there's not a lot that's showing the real of that journey.
Mm.
And so that's why I'm
Yeah.
trying to share. And as well as with us with the blended family, I think some people
Yeah.
share the cute parts and dress alike, matching Christmas outfits and stuff, but are they sharing that these kids kind of work my nerves sometimes? Are they sharing that you may have
Right.
to go to court? We got custody of our youngest son. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And so a lot of people aren't sharing that for whatever their reasons may be. And so while we're for some, we're not for others. But I do know that we're helping marriages, and I do know that we've been a blessing to many families. So if we
Yes.
don't help another person, we've done. God is pleased with us because we were prophesied to that our marriage was not our own, that while we will benefit from our marriage is not for us. And so
Uh-huh.
that was even a green light, like, okay, we are going in the right direction. God does want us to share and to show people, like, God got me out of a domestic violent situation with my daughter's father and blessed me with
Uh-huh.
another husband. That's giving people hope. That's showing people that there's life after divorce, because this is my second marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that in itself is great. Like just being open to share your story, because a lot of women may not want to share that they were in a domestic situation or too embarrassed or whatever the case may be. But just that, and you guys giving hope to other couples, I think that's what it's all about. Because sometimes, like with us at the beginning of our marriage, things that we were going through, we felt like we were out there by ourselves. We
Yeah.
had no one to talk to, because you just kind of feel like you on this island and there's nobody to help you. But like you said, now it's so much out there, and then just you guys sharing, that's like, okay, I'm not by myself, somebody else is going through this. Okay, cool, let's see how they overcame this. That's what it's all about. That's ministry.
Yeah. And then, like
Exactly.
you said, sharing really gives other people hope. Because the
Mhm.
moment we found out other couples were going through what we were going through, it gave us a sign of hope to
Yep.
stay away from, court, having to go to court, So that was really, I guess, gave our marriage life at some point,
Mhm.
to know that we're not the only ones going through this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to keep going on that piece with the court and the dramas of, a lot of people say like, oh, before you get into a relationship, oh, I'm not going to date somebody that got a baby mama, or I'm not going to date somebody that have a baby daddy. But these are real situations. And what do? And you find yourself in these situations where you actually have to help your partner or get help from your partner to navigate some of these situations. And it's real, like there are real life good men, good women who just got into a situation, got out of it, and now they bring a beautiful child or children to the relationship. And you do have to navigate some of the dramas of the baby mamas or the dramas of the baby daddy. So I don't shy away from it. I used to be ashamed of, man, I'm one of them guys, man, they got some of the drama. But it's real life. Like,
What can you do?
yeah, what can you do?
Yes.
I
And
think
I
what
just
really helped us.
go ahead.
I think what really helped us too is that once we got on the same page with everything and where we want our relationship to grow, that really alleviated a lot of unnecessary drama.
Yeah.
A lot of unnecessary drama.
No, I can agree with that. We definitely got on the united front when it came to the stuff like how we gonna operate. And I understand, like there was times when my wife was kind of irritated that this even was a situation that she had to help me with or had to deal with, but it just was what it was. But like you said, I think what made it easier, and I can't assume, but I think that what could have made it easier that I wasn't pushing back towards like, no, that's my baby mama, and trying to make it a separate situation versus, hey,
Mhm.
I need you, what will make you more comfortable, and she's gonna have to make the adjustment. Like the baby mama gonna have to make the adjustment. This house ain't gonna make the adjustments for you. I know this is your,
Man.
yeah, yeah, you gonna have to make the
Man.
adjustment.
My man.
So have you, being that you guys have had maybe a similar situation, how did you guys, what were some of the steps that you took to make sure that like this is whole and that outside is the outside?
We really had to work on our communication piece.
Like that.
She had to really incorporate me in the situation.
Yeah.
It wasn't no like a separate entity. Like that separate entity stuff had to go in the garbage. Like it's us now. It's us, and that's our daughter. You know what I mean? So
that's something I had to adjust to because I was used to just taking care of things on my own and not, having to share the responsibility. But yeah, that was an adjustment for me.
and then
I think
men can't communicate with men. Like we can tell, like something ain't right with Buddy. Buddy ain't something wrong. Something ain't right about that situation. Kevin, you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. 100%. 100%.
So
yeah, I
once
feel that's the same. That's the same way, with us. And you and I, T, we both seem very alike in that manner. Like we were used to holding it down. We were independent. We was taking care of business, spoiling our kids and living life. And then our husbands came along and they are, alpha men, it appears to me. I'm assuming as well over there. Okay. And so, just some stuff wasn't going to fly. And while I am a very independent person, I was thankful to have my husband come through and be so direct, and
Yeah.
such a leader in our family. And it
Uh-huh.
wasn't hard for me to let it go and let Kevin take some of the lead on some things. Like I welcomed it. But I do know he's absolutely correct. If he was a different person in many ways, we would not be together because I need what he's given. Like I need for him to be the protector. Like he's very overprotective of me when it comes to anybody, his mother, his baby mama, anybody on the face of this earth. Like he's very protective of me in that manner, not like just in a physical sense, just mentally. Like some stuff he not gonna let come to my doorstep. And that's necessary, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To protect the peace in our household, whether it's our children, we done told the kids because we have 2 adult children. And then one is a freshman in high school, but the other 2, they are adults, 20 plus. You know what I'm saying? And we've let them know, hey, y'all disrupt our peace. Y'all could go too. Because, it's just some stuff we not allowing in our home. We love you. We
Yeah,
do.
because
And
we've
you
had
know
I've
what,
had
Alicia? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and that's something that I had to grow to.
Mm.
I had to grow to that point because I wasn't very accepting to that at first because I was so independent. I took care of me, I took care of her. I did things on my own. And then what I couldn't do, if I lacked certain things, my dad was there, or my grandfather and my grandmother. So I wasn't very open to that. I felt like he needed to shift, like you need to shift, not me. I wasn't open. So that was a lot of the reasons why we clashed in the beginning, where a lot of our issues came in, because he is the alpha and I felt like I was the alpha. Like, no, you gotta change. I ain't changing for nothing. But once
Yes.
I began to shift my mindset, then it was smooth. But I wasn't willing and open at all. I ain't gonna even lie.
Oh,
But
I
I think
wasn't
once
either. I wasn't either. I wasn't open in the beginning either.
Yeah.
I think once your mindset shifted, though, I think you fell into the natural order of things, though. And then once your mindset shifted, things began to flow a lot better.
As far as how the Bible speaks of it?
Yeah, as far as the natural order of things. Letting me slide like your man got it. Like you can slide.
Yeah.
Let your man got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I agree with that. And it's an adjustment. I mean, we were so used to doing things on our own and making decisions, and we didn't have to consult others for it. I mean, and it's a
Right.
learning and a growing curve, and a process, and it takes time. Look at how long we were single moms or doing things or making decisions on our own, and now we have to consult our significant other on many topics and many things. And then sometimes we may have to concede, because Kevin and I, we don't always agree just because we're married. We don't
Right.
always agree. We don't always
Right.
agree on the parenting techniques. I was raised one way, he was raised another. I was used to
Yep.
raising my baby the way I was raising her, and he was used to raising the boys the way he was used to raising them. So then we had to come together. And then even with our children, we tried to allow them to be a part of the process. There were many days that we would check in with them. I think like monthly, we would check in with them. And by me having this master's in psych, I had so many tools to use that I could use with the children. So I would give them open-ended sentences. It's a document that I use with my clients at the time. And it would say, when my father married his wife, it made me feel. And then they fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Now that we have a new person in our life, we wish this, or you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it was just open sentences. And sometimes it was hard to read, because they weren't always good answers, something that you would
Right.
want to hear. Like, now that you hear this, you know what I'm saying? Now that I liked it before the way it was. I know my daughter may have previously liked the freedom of it all, because I was very, and Kevin had to come with the structure, like, no. My daughter used to sleep with me, and it's a lot of things had to change. And
Yeah.
and
I
then
think
I
y'all
definitely
have a type of nonverbal communication.
yes, sir.
Yeah. And a lot of stuff changed after Kevin came, and it was because it had to change. Like, no, you can't sleep in the bed with me and Kevin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And things had to change. And so she may not have liked everything that changed. A lot of things with our boys, a lot of things they did like, though, because it appears as though when I came, then more family-oriented events began to occur for them. While it was positive things, and I thought they liked it, but then it'll be times where our oldest son, it sound like he didn't like it. Like, oh, now my daddy taking all these pictures. Now my daddy, well, that's a good thing, right? Like, what's bad about it?
Things, right?
You would think.
You would think that it's a positive thing, but when people get used to so much dysfunction seeks dysfunction at times, because that's what's comfortable. That's what you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
yeah, this blended thing is a bit tricky.
What the common denominator in our conversation today, like, people get married, and when I see these 1 and 2 year divorces, I'll be like, y'all ain't even get through the thick of it yet. Like y'all look, we about to be 9 years. You guys 14 years going on or just turned 14. It's no way. Like I'm still uncovering, just unpacking stuff. We still getting through some of the depth of blendedness because everybody is growing year for year. And when I see these people getting divorced in 1 and 2 years, like I'm like, y'all crazy. You guys are crazy. It's no way you could have known this person in a year. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So just give me some. Give me something that y'all been going through within them 14 years that you would say, it's no way I could have gave up at 5 or 3 because I'm just getting to the good of it. Or
I can tell you this, like in the beginning stages of our marriage, one of our nemesis was that we didn't respect each other's differences. Like I'm proactive, she's reactive. And that became like our kryptonite. That became a major kryptonite. That created so much toxicity within our relationship until we began to accept each other's differences, respect it, and then begin to use it to our advantage. And once we did that, man, our relationship really began to blossom. Like really began to blossom. Like I'm talking about, I was so proactive that one day I'm creating a grocery list and I'm trying to buy grocery for the month because I'm like, okay, this kid got this going on. We got to do this. We got to do that.
Oh, pause real quick. Okay. So that's one of our family dynamics. You know how they always say the woman do this and the man do that. I hate grocery shopping. That's not my thing. If I have to go to the grocery store with him, I'm flustered already just driving there because I don't like big crowds. If I go, I have to go at like, if it was open at 4 a.m, I have to go, but I hate grocery shopping. So he makes the list. That's his thing. And we make it work. So go ahead.
Because I'm the type, it got to get done. It got to get done, bottom line. So she was like, they want, versus trying to get groceries for the month, just get it for the week. And man, when she said that, so much pressure and stress was relieved off me because like I'm that proactive. You know what I mean? So the differences created such a superpower within our relationship, man. Like it's amazing now.
Because at first we were so judgmental about each other's differences. And it was it was crazy. But once we realized that our differences was each other's strengths, then we was good. We was good to go.
That's beautiful.
I agree with that because Kevin and I are different in so many ways. Like, where would we be if if both of us was the spender? You know,
exactly.
like where would we be? I'm definitely the spender of the house, and so it took for Kevin to be, more level headed. It took for Kevin to be more level-headed than I am, and it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thankful because, he's more practical. And when I think about it, while it is hard and I don't necessarily like it all the time, I'm not a cheerful follower at all times. I would be lying if I was to say that. But in hindsight 2020, with hindsight being 2020, now that I see after the decision is made, when Kevin say like, no, we're not doing that right now. No, like we can't. No, we have to do this or we have to do that. And I get it after the fact, but in that moment, I'll be like, see, this is what I'm saying. I'm used to that. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be resentful a little bit about it. But then now that time have passed, I'm like, I'm glad Kevin was here because I sure was gonna buy that girl a Gucci Fiat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes. And be mad.
I mean, I would have, and I'm thankful that I didn't. And Kevin came home one day with the vehicle, and while it wasn't the look I was going for, I'm thankful because a lot of my friends who bought their kids brand new vehicles, the kids and crashed them and this and that, and that would have been me. I'm not mad at them. That would have been me because I definitely would have came with the bow, and you know what I'm saying. And the vehicle in which Kevin bought, it was reliable. We didn't have no car note on it. It was paid off. But being me, that wouldn't have been. Just to be honest, that would not have been.
I'm with you. I am with you 100%.
And I allow God to use me. Yeah.
If they both were spenders like we were, then where would our finances be? There's no balance, but they create the balance. And I'm thankful too. I am definitely thankful. It doesn't feel good in the moment all the time, but I'm definitely thankful.
That part.
So I got to tell y'all this story. So, in the early stages of our marriage, we was going to get her a car, and I gave her my number. I said, "Babe, we're not going over this number." We get into the car dealership, and the guy was $12 over the number. $12. So my wife was like, "Babe, it's only $12." I said, "But that's $144 a year that we're not willing to give them."
Who counting the whole year?
So I told the guy, I said, "We appreciate that, but we're gonna slide." He said, "Wait. Maybe we can do something else." Man, they got that car down like $50 under what we was asking. And at the end, we drove out the lot with her car. She's like, "I thank you for, sticking to your guns."
But I was flustered at the moment, like, we really about to leave for $12. Like $12? I'll put the $12 on there.
And he said 144.
He calculated the numbers for the year. I'm like,
I know.
Who counting the year?
That's Kevin. So y'all gonna be good together because
Definitely.
that's Kevin. Kevin had them numbers. He like, "Babe, we need this much a day, this much a week, this much a month
Yes.
in order for us. You get off your job and I'm gonna be on man." Like he be on point with it. And I just
joke. I'm sorry, we got this joke where I tell him I'm gonna call T-Mobile and tell them to remove the calculator off your phone because he plugging numbers in his calculator. Let me see if I'm like, he's always counting numbers, and it's like, I'm gonna tell them to remove the calculator off the whole family phone because then he'll want to get my phone and use the calculator, get the kids' phone. I'm tired of seeing you calculating. I look over, it'll be at night, late at night, and I see that calculator. I'm like, what are you calculating now?
I love it. I love that. I love that. Now, do you guys have like a mantra for your house? Like for the Kizers? Like, what's your mantra? Because I see you guys had that nice, beautiful banner back there that says the Kizers.
So who are the Kizers? Like, if you had to come up with a mantra, what would you say is our mantra, Mr. Meeks?
Well, when we have a mantra between the two of us, and that mantra is as long as you
are trying, I'm staying.
I'm staying.
So that's our mantra between both of us. As long as he's
Nice.
trying, I'm staying. As long as I'm trying, he's staying. And I mean that because, like you could work with somebody that's trying in whatever situation is occurring. As long as he's trying, I'm staying. And, that's just something between us that it's an unspoken thing. Like, it gives me peace because then I know, like, okay, well, I'm trying, And so, I mean, that's all you could do in some situations. Our most recent dilemma right now has been with me dealing with grief, with my mom dying unexpectedly. And that can really affect your marriage, Oh, thank you. That can really affect your marriage in ways that you wouldn't even believe because it changed the person that I am, that I was. I mean, like Kevin will say sometimes like, "Girl, you so nonchalant these days," because I'm not as caring as I used to be. And while I am trying, I'm definitely in grief counseling and I'm definitely trying to make more intentional, conscious decisions as it relates to my family and my duties to my husband and my children. But for the beginning parts of it, I was just out here, like, as far as like the duties of a wife, I didn't cook for months on end when that's something that I do. I cook, my family is from New Orleans and I cook and I just like to cook and I cook with love. But I was burning stuff and stuff wasn't tasting right because I wasn't there for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get through this tragedy. And so then that means if I'm falling off, then who picking up the pieces? It really isn't fair to him. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't fair to him that he had to pick up those pieces. So, in those moments, I'm sure that mantra had to come in like, okay, the girl trying. I mean, I can only imagine what she's going through. He know the most, how significant my mother was in my and our lives. So I'm sure he understands the huge, tremendous gap that is for me. And, it's bad when a parent dies, period. But when someone dies unexpectedly, it's
Yeah.
totally a tragedy. And so these are things people, for better or worse, for sickness and in health, those are things that we agreed to on
Right.
the altar and made that commitment between ourselves and God. And so when it comes time and those vows are being tested, just like with Kevin when he went to the hospital for his heart, I wasn't leaving his side. Period. I don't know. My mother was alive. Thank you, God, because that night, once we found out he had to have the heart surgery, I'm like, yeah, my going over there. The kids, they there, go. And it was days that I didn't leave the hospital. So these are when our vows are tested, and what you gonna do?
And that's great that you are trying, and thank God that you have a husband that's patient, because I'm sure that takes a lot of patience. Yeah.
I guess for us, I'm
go ahead.
I'll go ahead, Kev.
No, what I was gonna say just to that, because I want everybody and even our listeners to understand that the truth is there's a thin line between happy and divorce, because the internet society doesn't promote us being together, and that's why we was having this podcast, with you guys, because you guys model some of the same things that we do and blending together. It's a thin line, like being not having that promotion day to day that, hey man, it's cool to be in love, it's cool to be in marriage. Like things happen like death and health, it can push you to like, man, I can do this by myself. When you've been a single parent or you've been a strong mother by yourself, it's easy to default back to that place. Like, you know what, I'm good. So that's why our mantra is, as long as you stand, or as long as you trying, I'm staying.
Yeah, that's dope.
I like that.
And I guess for us, man, it would have to be, because for years we didn't have any relationship, and every relationship has an energy signature. For years we didn't have one. So I guess our mantra right now for us would be, it's a vibe, because at the nucleus of our relationship, we're legit friends. Like we're legit best friends at the nucleus of our relationship. So our mantra would have to be, it's a vibe.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, that's lovely. I like that.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe, Boopy. I like that.
You can tell when the vibe is off, and that's what we say. Since you said that, that's our mantra. Because when we can tell when each other is off, and that's what we be like, the vibe is off.
Yeah.
Are we vibing today? What's up? That's our thing. So.
And another thing, one of my mentors, I call him my mentor. He said that whatever she lacked, I'm right over her shoulder. When I'm off track, Mommy's keeping me focused.
Oh, he your mentor?
Yeah, that's my mentor.
Yeah. Well, whatever it takes. If it's working, it's working.
It's working.
So as we are wrapping this podcast session up, we want to talk, because we always like, no, we ain't wrapping it all the way up. We getting to it. I mean, this time we had 45 minutes, girl. We have 45 minutes. But our podcasts usually go anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. But I want to move towards another segment, because we always love to offer our listeners something. We want them to listen, and it's not just solely about gaining just directly from us, but also we want to have some direction for them, just a little bit,
Right.
so in case whatever we're talking about is something that they may be dealing with. And this week in Spoiled Wives Club, we were discussing just about bad habits with couples. And one topic that came up was like the cell phone. And in my Spoiled Wives Club group, we had talked about how this one young lady, she had put in the group, it was an anonymous post that she put in the group, and it was basically speaking about how her husband is always in his phone. No matter what's going on, he's in the phone. If his family's visiting, he's in the phone. And if they're going somewhere, he's in the phone. If she asks him to do something, he got to be checking the phone first. Just everything was about this phone. And so then that made me think about bad habits that couples need to break. So I'm going to ask you all, what are a few bad habits that you felt like you all needed to break, or that couples should break? It don't have to just be about you all. What are a few bad habits? So obviously the first one is, and it's a part of Journey to Becoming a Spoiled Wife, the 10-step guide. One of them is, girl, put down your phone. And so that's something that I too have had issues with. And I try to be more conscious to say, and so with Kevin working nights, sometimes I just put my phone off, turn on the TV or whatever, and get back him because I want to spend time with him. Or if I'm downstairs and I'm on the phone and I see he didn't went upstairs, I come upstairs too. Because I want to be intentional to try to, even if we just next to each other, to spend some time with him. Because once he go to work, I could be up all night if that's what I want to do. But I want to make sure that I'm intentional of spending time with my husband because by the time I get off work, he get home from work, the time that they go with your daily duties. So that phone can be a hindrance because while I'm handling business in my phone a lot of the time, but that doesn't make it okay that I'm neglecting my husband because it's business that I'm handling. Like, I got to put a boundary on it. I got to, set it to the side. So the first one would be about putting our phones away or being more mindful about the usage of our phone. How do you guys feel about that?
We definitely agree with that 100% because the phones was a thing for us too. When we have a thing now, well, when I was working outside the home, when I came in, if he was on the phone, get off the phone, or if I was on the phone coming in, get off, because now we see each other. We ain't seen each other since this morning. Let's give our attention to each other versus the phone. So that's one thing we definitely agree with, is to put the cell phone down.
And even with our children, so when it's time to eat dinner, no electronics at the table. Anytime they're sitting at that table eating, no electronics, because that's really the time to detox, because we're so inundated with information. That's our time to detox and, build a relationship.
Right.
So I'm 1,000% in agreement with that because I don't like and when our college student come home, she seems to have an attitude because she wants to hold the phone here and I said no, no, or she'll try to sit at the island. We at the table. No, come on over. How long is it gonna take you to eat? And I try my best. My phone will be right here charging half the time because while I'm cooking, my phone may be on. And then when I sit down, I put it on the charger behind me on the island. I do try to be intentional about that as well. So that's a perfect one. What's another bad habit that you feel that couples need to break?
I think the other one is keeping your forgiveness and grace tanks on full. I know for us, being able to forgive and move on quickly. Because sometimes when we didn't, that stuff would fester for days and days, turn to weeks and months, and you still mad. So for us, it was really had to forgive and keep your grace tanks on full, and don't become so judgmental of what your significant other is doing, because you might do it tomorrow.
Oh, I like it.
Man, so break those
keep
bad
your
habits
take on full, baby.
That's a clip.
Keep your grace take on full.
This guy, we gonna have to talk, man. This guy is 100. I like that.
What do you think is a bad habit, babe?
No, I can't say nothing after that.
Oh, goodness. You got my husband speechless.
That's hard. I don't want to come back behind that.
Well, I would say being a mind reader. We can't expect our spouses to be mind readers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not fair to them. That's not fair to them. And look, I'm saying it, but I'm guilty. Like, I don't like to ask for help. To me, I feel like having to ask I feel like it's begging or something. Like, I don't like to ask for help. If you see it's a problem, like, why don't you just? And Kevin, like, won't you ask me though? You know what I'm saying? Wow. I will say though, to his benefit, this man with me now working from home, I don't know why I miss lunch half the time and I work from home. But I'm in my office. And I miss lunch half the time. And here he come. And he'll be putting down stuff. And he'll be then heated up some food that I might have didn't even want to eat. And I say, Alicia, just eat it, because that was nice that he even thought he could be upstairs sleep because he worked nights. And you know what I'm saying? And he does read my man a lot of the time, but we can't expect our spouses to be a mind reader. So now I'll say to myself, but did you ask him for the help though? Like, you mad because he didn't come, or he didn't do
Yeah,
this, or he didn't do that, but did you ask him? No, you
right,
didn't. And sometimes he'll say, what do you need from me? What can I do for
right.
you? And he does it so well. And I love the way he loves me, but I have to
Yeah,
do better with that. I do.
yeah.
So that's why I'm putting it on here, y'all. I'm not just pointing my finger at anybody. I'm saying it because it's a problem for me too. We cannot
Oh
expect
yeah.
our spouses to be mind readers.
Yeah,
So
I'm
T,
with you
what's another one?
100%. Yeah, just to piggyback off that, expectations, when we expect things from people, that's when the disappointment comes in, and the arguments, setting expectations. Same thing. One time we did a video about my back hurting one time. I was in a lot of pain, and I found a chair for me to sit in because I work from home and I'm in a chair all day. Found the chair, showed it to him, and I just expected him to just go ahead and buy it, but he didn't. He didn't read my mind, or he didn't buy it, and I had the biggest attitude. He had no idea why. All in my head, because I expected him to get the chair because he knew my back hurting. So if I'm showing it to you, that means go ahead and buy it. But I could have just said, hey babe, can you buy me this chair? Simple as that. But I just expected him to do it. But I'm with you. Another thing I think couples should break is not going to bed together.
Mm.
Okay, expound on that.
Yeah, like sometimes it may be where one may not be able to sleep or not ready to go to sleep, but try to go to bed together at the same time versus one still up and the other in the bed. If you can, I know schedules sometimes don't allow, but if your schedule allows, try to go to bed together.
Then I think that creates a deeper intimacy, because now if we both going to bed at the same time, we have to turn the TV on. So as we're falling asleep, we have a pillow talk.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, I like that.
I like it. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes people they think of, oh yes, they take a shower together. Well,
Mm.
we actually take a shower together almost every day. I mean, it's just a habit.
Nice.
He'll be coming home from work and I'll be going to work. And so
Oh
we take a
yeah.
shower
Nice.
together almost every day. Like, it's not anything quote unquote like a special. Like, we take
Uh-huh.
showers together at least maybe 5 days a week, if not 7. It just depends, because
That's
I
what's
love
up.
baths. I love, 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 love baths. So if
And
I
do you be
haven't
late
had a
for work?
bath, huh?
Do you be late for work?
Girl, sometimes what had happened was I just did a TikTok on that. Go back and watch it.
For real?
You go look at one of my TikToks. It say worker from home be like. Go look at my latest TikTok or
Got you.
reel. It's on the reels on Instagram, and it's my latest TikTok. Go look at it. It got like 13,000 views. It's crazy.
Really?
Like, because I
Nice.
think
I'm
people
checking
can
out.
relate with it.
Nice.
You be at the
I like that.
computer, and he called down like, "Hey, babe, want to come check something out?" All right. Taking a
Right.
break now.
Showtime.
On my lunch break, of course, to my job on my lunch break.
I know
But
that's
anyway,
right.
yeah, so I just think you're absolutely right with the going to bed together, take a shower together, do something together, because even in the shower we'll be having conversations. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not playing music, I like to play music in the morning though. But if not, then we'll be having conversations in the shower about our day, or how was his day, and what's planned. Like, those are moments
Yeah.
that you can take and utilize to your advantage. So
Yeah.
that's good.
I really like
the,
that.
the
Absolutely.
only thing that I could say, I mean, it's kind of big, is that assuming that your spouse is the same way or the same person now than they were last year, 9 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, like, that's a habit that we need, because you'll always say like, hey, well, you wasn't doing this in the beginning because I wasn't that person. I wasn't exposed to
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z, or I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
exposed. I didn't come to this person yet. Like, I'm a different man, and I should be, from 9 years ago in our marriage to now. So yes, I kind of like this. And now I talk to my wife like, hey, you still like that? You want to do that? Or you still interested in that? She may say yes, she may say no. So I think that we should stop stamping like, oh, you did this in the beginning and you're not doing this no more. And they probably shouldn't. Like they want to change.
Yeah,
Because
that's good,
we're
Kevin.
growing and evolving together, right? Like we're all growing and evolving. We definitely shouldn't still be the person we was when we got together. I mean, I hope we've all grown some and changed who
Right.
we are in certain ways for hopefully the better. And then it just, like you say, it may be different things you want to experience in life now, you know. And Kevin says it because in the very beginning, you know, I have always had government jobs and everything. But now I definitely don't want to work for nobody. So that's a
Yeah.
huge difference. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But you know, I got
Yeah.
to do what I got to do for now. But you know, that could be something on him. Like, well, I thought we was cool with the way we was going, and now you want to switch it
Right.
up and be a serial entrepreneur. You know?
That's real talk, though.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that really helped us is saying the right thing at the wrong time can really tear a marriage and a relationship apart. We really had to work on that, even though I'm saying the right thing, but B, your timing is off, B.
Yeah.
You could have said that later. And that has really created a lot of toxicity within our relationship. So when we really got that under control, we were able to have effective communication.
That's good.
Bro, you 5 for 5.
Yeah.
5 and
Yeah,
MJ.
I'm just being honest. That's dope. That's deep too, and it's so true. Cause you could be saying the right thing at the wrong time. Absolutely. Oh my God, that's good. Yeah. And so we all can take that, you know, and run with it like that's true. You may be saying the right thing, but is it the wrong time?
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man.
These are tips that everybody could use right now. I'm gonna say not making time together a priority is major. It doesn't have to be expensive, it doesn't have to be elaborate, it just has to be. Whether you binge watch Netflix, whether you sit in your living room, make a picnic, whether y'all go for a walk, whatever it is, I feel like some point of your day should be intentional and a priority for your spouse. Like make them know that they're an important aspect of your day. Whether you're calling them at work, shooting them a quick text message. You know what I'm saying? Just some part has to let them know that they're a priority to you.
Absolutely.
Yes, because if you steady missing each other, you don't make it a priority to spend time with each other, arguments definitely gonna start happening. And you like, where this come from? Where that come from? Is that because you're not spending no time with each other? You're missing each other. So yeah.
Or you could teach that other person how to live life without you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're teaching me to be without you because you're not calling me on your breaks like you used to. We're not hanging out like we used to. So I'm getting used to doing something else that don't include you.
Yep. That's good. That's real good.
That's real good.
Wow. Okay. Let me write that one down. Seriously, that's good.
Do you all have any like final words of encouragement, insight, or wisdom for the viewers of Family Dynamics podcast? Do you all have anything else that you would like to add? And then after that, just give us all of the information in which our followers can follow you and connect with you all and, you know, be able to receive information from you all in the future.
Relationships flow in rhythm, but they progress in levels. In lieu of Kevin's point when he said couples getting divorced after 2 years, not really understanding that this thing progress in levels. It's levels to this, like Meek said. So that really helped us to know that this thing comes in levels, man. She's not the same girl that she was when she was 24 when we first started dating. So it really comes in levels.
Yeah.
So you got to be patient.
Oh,
be patient with each other.
For sure.
Be patient. because like you guys said, we're not the same person from years ago. You're not even the same person from yesterday, the day before. So you got to take it day by day, day by day, day by day. Just be patient. Continue to be patient with each other. That's what I can leave with everybody. Be patient. Be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. And don't give up. It can work as long as both of you are willing to put in the work.
Sure. I want to give this shameless plug. In June, we're having a book release party for our book that's coming out in June.
Okay. Can we have the title of the book, or are we gonna wait for that?
Gotta wait for that. But we're gonna
Okay. So they gonna just follow you all, and we're gonna see the announcement. They have a big announcement coming up for a book release, and so you said what?
So Instagram. I was gonna say you guys can follow us on Instagram at the Kizers Way and YouTube at the Kizers Way.
Y'all got it? Y'all follow them at the Kizers Way. So go ahead and follow them on Instagram and YouTube. You'll definitely be blessed by their content and everything that they have going on. And we just gonna pray that God continues to bless all of their endeavors and their union. And Kevin is wrapping it up. We want y'all, after we close out, just stay on with us for a moment. But go ahead, Boopy.
Look, I'm so like full off of this episode. It's so many clips I want to take out. I want to listen to it again for myself. So look, this has been another episode of the Family Dynamics. And like I always say, we'll see y'all in a minute.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Family Dynamics Podcast with Kevin and Alicia Meeks.
Thank you, guys.
Please like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to follow us on social media at the Family Dynamics.
We'll see y'all in a minute.
Bye.